Salford Women's Aid! Save Salford Women's Aid! Save Salford Women's Aid!
It's cold on this Wednesday morning, but that hasn't stopped these Salford residents from trying to catch members of the council as they attend a morning meeting. They're here because the domestic violence charity Salford Women's Aid may be closing down. Here's Skye, an organiser from Sisters Uncut Manchester.
So Salford Women's Aid is a specialist domestic violence service that has operated across the city of Salford for 40 years. They are facing a catastrophic cut to their funding following a complex and poorly timed tender process. That means that they will be losing funding for their independent domestic violence advisors.
Salford Council have opted for a new provider of specialist domestic violence services.
We think that these decisions are often made by accountants. They're made by consultants, not by people who are reaching into communities to understand the power of local specialist services.
At the protest this morning, we spoke to Paul Kelly, who has a personal connection to the charity.
Well, it's quite personal, really, because my mother-in-law ran the refuges in the late 70s, 80s. She helped train Dawn, who's running the refuges now. I just think it's appalling, and the workers should be treated with respect rather than contempt and basically lose their jobs.
But other Salford residents with no personal connection to the centre at all still feel strongly about its closure after its 40 years of work in the area.
It's got a good reputation of supporting victims and families, and sometimes you just need to stand up and say what's right.
Salford Council did not respond to a request for an interview, but when I caught them on the way to their meeting this morning, Councillor John Walsh addressed the possibility of job losses.
Wherever possible, we protect every single person's job, and that actually we're investing far more in the service now to enhance the service, not reduce it.
But tensions were high.
I haven't got a job. You know what?
I would not be supporting it if it wasn't a case of jobs.
And the future of Salford Women's Aid is still not clear.